All right. This should be a quick video because quite frankly, I don't feel like talking. So first up, we're going to look at the trade idea INTC. That has fully hit all of my price targets that I gave you. And this was the 3-to-1 risk reward. It went straight up after the entry. And in only 5 days later, you were able to get anywhere between 12 and 13%. Or if you took the profit yesterday, you still got over 10%. So that trade is done. And I want to make it very clear, this is a one and done trade. There is no more ideas coming for Intel. Even if you join my Discord server, I am not suggesting trading Intel. I think this is actually a horrible company. This was just one of those no-brainer trade setups that I love with a great risk-reward ratio. I do not marry trade ideas and I do not marry stock tickers. I get in, I get my profits, and I get out, and I never look back. So do not bother trying to figure out how to re-enter this trade. Get out of it, lock the profits. That is a huge gain for only 4 to 5 days. Take it, run, and never look back. Now, with that being said, I did give you the AMD trade idea as well, and you did get another opportunity to get a lower risk entry, but keep in mind on my arrow here, this is a two-part trade where I do think it's still possible that we come down towards 171 to 172 before we actually go hit the full price target at 188. In this trade, I am giving it all the way until the end of the month, all the way into early August before I expect the price target to hit. But like Intel, it could happen a lot sooner than I expect. So just be pleasantly surprised if it happens before what I'm predicting. So keep in mind, this trade could go lower before it goes higher. There's plenty of ways to trade it is what I'm trying to tell you. And I'm just telling you that I am bullish on it. So if it's going lower, I'm only going to buy more. Just want to make that very clear on how I'm structuring these trades. And there are a ton of trades in the Discord server right now, including some short trades that I'm starting to find. And we actually nailed a short trade today with a very large elevator down, and we got a very low risk entry on it. But for the sake of the Discord members, I'm not going to disclose what those trade ideas are because those are for the Discord members only. If you want access to my trade ideas and my technical analysis, as well as my intraday updates, that's in my Discord server. And you can find out how to join my Discord server in the link in the description of this video. All right, moving right along, let's jump over to SPY's daily chart. And today we were up 0.1%, and I do want it to be known that Thursday and Friday are the CPI and PPI, so it's possible we just go absolutely nowhere until those events, and those events will bring in enough volume to get the move. And while I don't think those events themselves are significant, because I don't believe the narrative of inflation mattering, because rates are going to pause until we either go into a recession or we see some kind of economic weakness. So you can block out all of the narratives around the event. Those narratives are complete BS. What's going to happen during those events is they are going to bring in volume, and volume is going to help move the market and break us out of this range. Right now, this is an all-time high range, which means we are in blue skies. But of course, I do have price targets, and at any of these price targets, if enough bulls start selling and bears catch on to the weakness, we could start to see an elevator down, and that elevator down would quickly take us to 548. So as simply said, 548 is your critical support. As long as we're above it, you can still buy the dip. If we break down below it, you're getting risk off. And all of the price targets are above at 556, 559, and 561. On the NASDAQ 100 triple Qs, we had an extremely exciting day of going up 0.09%, so we went absolutely nowhere. And just like I told you on SPY, a lot of that high volume is likely going to come in on Thursday and Friday. Do not buy the narratives. It's simply just a volume move that is going to get us out of this range. And the range I'm looking at here is between 493 and 500. If we break above 500, I'm looking for 507 and then 517. And if we break below 493, the critical support is down here at 485. And if we cannot hold above 485, you're getting risk off. You can stay risk on above it and you can buy the dip above it, but you're getting risk off below it. On the Dow Jones, we were down 0.13% today, and I'm still extremely bullish here in the Dow, and I do think we're going to 402. I actually think we're going to go higher than that, and I think it is likely going to happen very soon. So it is very possible this bull trend continues to grind higher, and the Dow Jones is lagging behind and about to play catch up. And that is evident by the price action at all of the moving averages here with the bull trend, and we're trying to get this bull breakout above 394. And eventually, if the bulls hammer down that resistance zone and blast through it, I do think we're going to see a very nice blue skies rally towards 402 and likely higher. Keep in mind that is a brand new all-time high, so once we're in all-time high territory, we will squeeze out all of the short sellers. The only way I'm getting risk off in the Dow is if we break down below 389 and can't hold it as support. On the Russell 2000 IWM ETF, we were down 0.44% today, and we did break down to close the gap at 201.6, so we can delete that gap close, which means it's no longer a breakaway gap, so boo-hoo for the bulls. We're still stuck in a range, and that range is between 200 and 203. The bulls want to see a break above 203, and if we can't hold above 200, we have one more line of defense for a low-risk entry at 198, and then if we can't hold 198, it does look like another lower high, lower low breakdown. It means we'll go down towards 195 and then 193. So you still have low risk entries here, which means if you lose, you're not going to lose a lot. And with the upside reward being all the way up here between 214 and 220, I think that risk is worth the reward. On the ARKK ETF, we were up 0.35% today, and ARKK is building back up the bull trend now that we're above 45, which means risk on. But again, I don't suggest trading this. It is just a good risk on indicator, which is likely going to carry over in the Russell 2000 as well. If you want to trade it long, you can stay long above 45 and 44.8. On the VIX, we were up 1.13% today, and overall the VIX is still low, trading down below 13 in a low fear bull market. And the only way we're going to get enough high volume to break us out of this bull trend is if we see fear in the market, and something is going to have to cause that fear, and you're going to see it in the VIX if the VIX starts spiking out above 15. Until that happens, this is a low fear bull market melting up and grinding higher. On Bitcoin, we are currently trading right at 58,000, and this is a very exciting time to be a Bitcoin trader, so pay attention. All I need to do here is move over these arrows because nothing has changed from the price action. We're in a range between 53,000 and 58,000. And if we break above 58,000, this is going to look like a higher low, higher high breakout, which means things could get explosive and very exciting very quickly in Bitcoin. And that does mean we could start to break out of this downtrend, which is going to require us to break above 60,000 and then 64,000. Keep in mind, this time, if we break above 60,000, we break out of the downtrend. So that is going to be a very bullish breakout. So what I'm trying to tell you is Bitcoin is going to look very bullish above 58,000 and then just stay bull above that breakout. If we can't break above it, then there's nothing to be excited about for the bulls, and we're likely making another trip down to retest 53,000. On Nvidia stock, we were up 2.48% today, and the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to update these arrows because we have a very obvious pattern developing in Nvidia stock, and one of those patterns is very bearish because it means if we cannot start breaking above the 130s here, it is still possible that we are finishing out this blow off top correction and we are going to get a massive move to the downside, which could easily take us to 115 and 107. Now, contrary to that, we have a bullish scenario that if we start to break above 134 to 135, we are very likely going for another all-time high right around 140 to 150. So this is a very simple trade just by watching price action right around 134. If we could break above it, that is very bullish, and we're likely going to at least push to the top of the range at 140, but likely make a brand new all-time high above it. And if we reject here and we break down below 126, I actually think that is going to be enough selling pressure to get us to break down below 122 and come down to at least 117. So pay attention to this trade. Whether you're going long or short, it is going to depend on the same exact risk level. However, with that being said, if you're already long, you can stay long above 126, and you have no reason to get out of that position unless we break down below 126. On Tesla stock, we were up 3.71% today, and we did hit the price target at 264. We are getting a little parabolic here with some gaps to fill below, so be aware of that. However, it is a strong bull trend with very high volume buying, which is a lot of short sellers getting squeezed out. And that is why I cautioned you against shorting this stock, because it's very bullish on the bull breakout and you want to buy strength, not be selling it. However, if you're long, there's no problem locking some profits here. And if we break 264, I'm looking for 274, and then above 274, I'm looking for 289. If you need a risk level to stay long above, I still suggest 244, or if you want something closer, use 255. On Apple stock, we were up 0.38% today, and we're still grinding higher in this bull trend, and there's no reason to expect anything else while we're above 218. And if we get a pullback, I'm expecting a pullback down towards 218. So this is just a bull trend until it's not. It's likely trying to get to 230, and once we get to 230, we need to see if we can break above it. And then very quickly here, I want to look at XLF because I do believe the financial sector is very important, and today you could see we are getting this bull breakout above this inverse head and shoulders pattern on the daily chart, which is extremely bullish and means we are likely going higher in the financial sector. And if you saw my analysis on the Dow Jones and you can see this inverse head and shoulders on the financial sector, I think you could put those two puzzle pieces together and understand what is likely coming around the corner. I'll leave it at that, and I'll let you pick up the pieces and read between the lines. So jumping back over the S&P 500, it can't be stated any simpler than this is a bull trend until it's not. So if you are shorting and trying to call tops, that's completely fine. You can do whatever you want, but you need to understand we're in blue skies territory at all-time highs, which means you need to manage your risk. And if you are shorting, you need to understand that we can and likely will continue to go higher. So don't overstay your welcome. Take your profits at support if we get a pullback. If we get the bull breakout above the price targets and we're going to the next one, manage risk accordingly. And more importantly, you are going to have higher probability to win if you trade in the direction of the trend. So you're much better off just waiting to buy pullbacks than you are trying to short and call a top. This is very common sense trading, and it's very simple trading if you're an objective price action trader. So if you find yourself trying to call tops, just understand that you are getting a bias and you are getting fearful, and you should not be acting on those emotions. You should be acting on your trade plan and the price action on the chart. Stay objective, follow price action, and let the price action do all the talking. and be prepared for any scenario, because I'm not saying the market can't top here and we can't go through a correction. I'm simply saying guessing when that day comes or where the top is going to be is what is absolutely destroying the bears and causing them to continue to get short squeezed. Be part of the crowd that is winning and staying objective and following price, and that is exactly what we're doing in the Discord server. So if you want access to my intraday updates, my technical analysis, and my trade ideas, that's going to be in my Discord server, and you can find out how to join my Discord server in the description of this video. There are a ton of trade ideas coming, and I think there's going to continue to be more and more as we get more volatility throughout the summer, so now is a great time to get plugged into the Discord community. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you're crushing this market, and as always, I will see you in the next episode.